Good evening. Tom said he can't take me seriously when I'm leaned back in my new studio, but
you need to have a big white cat on your shoulder.
excellent. Hey, let's do the opener here. Hey, everybody, it's the Gun Cranks. I'm Guns Magazine editor Brent Wheat. That's Tom McHale, the editor of American Handgunner, and America's grandfather, Roy Huntington, our special assignments editor. Hello, gentlemen.
Hello.
Oh, well, yeah, I've got a new studio here. I was trying, I'm the host of the Guns Magazine podcast. I've got a red light backdrop, and I got to do something different, guys. So I wanted to come up, and then this little this on the air thing, my kids got me for Christmas, and I finally figured out where it needs to go. So what do you think? Ta-da!
Ta-da.
I'm glad you don't have us in the red light district.
Hello.
So.
Excellent. All right. Well, we got a bunch of good stuff here. So let's take a break and then move on to news and views. That's what we're going to do. We'll do that right now. Well, it's the news and the views of the week. And I got to say, Tom McHale, you're all hot and frothy about something. So just take it. Just go with it, man.
I am hot and frothy about this, but first I got to ask you guys, do you want to commit heresy? Are you in that kind of mood today?
Yeah,
Committing
that
heresy?
every day, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So I wrote about this in Handgunner recently, but we haven't talked about it yet. This is a Gerson MCP 35 LW lightweight, I presume, ops. It's a high power. Okay, so here's the heresy part. And this is what I want
High
to
power.
talk to you guys
Ooh.
No, I mean
heresy.
that was invented in 1739, I believe, right? By John Moses Browning.
When he came down off the mountain.
Yeah, when he came down off the mountain, it was carved into a rock. So, no, but seriously, this and the reason I chose this one for this discussion is there are all kinds of high powers coming out now. And what I really like, and this might be the heresy part, but we're gonna let's smash that myth, is that they're innovating high powers now, kind of like what happened with the 1911. I know, can you believe this? It's not just like the original though from 100 years ago. So, Roy, I want to show you some things that they're doing now. Look at this. There's a TV set on it.
There it is, a TV set.
Wait,
what do I
show
hear?
you something else.
Browning turning over in his grave. Yeah.
An accessory rail so you can mount bayonets and phasers and lasers, right?
Yeah.
Ready? This you might fall out of your chair on this next one. Straight trigger. What do you think of that?
Wow.
We've got to stop them. They've gone crazy.
Yeah, stop. But you know what? You bring up a good point, though, because I kind of always wondered, because I had my first high power in about 1973 or 4. I bought it from a fireman for $150, which was a lot of money in those days. But for some reason, and up until lately, like you say, that it was sacred. That the only customization you did to a high power was better sights, maybe, do an action job, and that was kind of about it. You could hard chrome it, but man, nobody did a lot of fancy stuff to it. Nobody cut lightning cuts in it or put a rail on them and all. And I've always wondered why it was like, that's sacred. Don't mess with perfection.
Roy, that's the last sacred pistol.
Oh, LSP. You know what? Somebody needs to come out now with a plain original high power and call it the LSP.
Yep.
Well, I wonder if Springfield Armory cracked the door open just a little bit. When they came out with theirs, it was, I mean, it's, okay, so it's not the original. They took out the magazine disconnect, right? Yay, thank you. They didn't have a problem deviating there, and I love that. That's a beautiful little gun. But, other people are starting to say, hey, people, this is a great platform, which it is. I really like the high power platform. And I for one, am glad to see it. So,
me too. And those Gersons are nice guns.
Yeah.
I got their new little, I forget what they call it, like the detective one, the short slide.
Yeah.
Lightweight frame short slide. And it's
aluminum
good
frame.
Lord,
right?
Yeah, it's everything that really a gun like that should be. As a matter of fact, a week or so ago, I had somebody here shooting, old diehard 1911 guy, and I happened to mention high powers, and he said, "Well, I've never really liked high powers." And I said, "Well, have you ever actually shot one a little bit?" And the truth was no, you know. So because he listened to all the internet commandos,
Yeah.
and so I dug out a full-size high power and then this little short slide one. It was really interesting. He did what everybody does. He picked it up, he put it in his hand, and his eyes lit up, and he looked at me and he said, "Wow, this really feels good in your hand, huh?" And it's like,
this one,
duh.
It's hard to tell. I'm holding up my hand for scale. It's small. It's not one of these micro compacts, and I can't believe I'm about to say this, but it's cute. And as Dab says in his article, sometimes just to stir the pot, it's kind of adorable. So it is. It's a beautiful little gun, and the thing shoots too.
It is adorable, and they do shoot. And guys, I'd love to hear. I would love to hear your opinion on this. I've always felt like the high power, let's say even 5, 6, 7, 10 years ago, I always felt like a high power was a true professional's gun, because the guys I know that I look up to that are real deal kind of people, when you talk to them about what they're carrying, a lot of them say, "Well, I carry high power." And it's like, wow, there's a commonality there. Or was that just me selectively thinking all my real heroes carry high powers?
I don't know. I had the same sort of coming to Jesus happened to me in the middle '80s. I was competing in the early days of the combat pistol matches. Of course, everybody had 5-inch 1911 shooting 45s. Well, I'm not a huge guy. And so I shot a high power that I hadn't shot in a while, and I went, "Wow, it's low recoil, it's fast recovery, it holds 13 rounds at the time." And so I started shooting that, and it was really funny because it went from sneers, these guys looking down their nose at me, and then, "Hey, what do you got in your holster?" "Oh, it's a high power." "Oh, huh, okay." Yeah, it's like you're tainted then. But when I started winning matches and stages, it was my local club, and then all of a sudden, beep, another high power, beep, another high power, and so yeah, it was. I think you're right. I think people carry those guns because they're good guns. They're effective. They shoot well. They're accurate. They're low recoil. What's not to love?
There you go.
And everything old is new again.
That's true.
Yeah, but the new gizmos. I have to say, I love high power too, but I've never been a big fan of the aggressively hooked curved trigger, on a lot of the high powers, and I just don't shoot that as well for what that's me. That's not a design flaw. It just doesn't work as well for me. This one's got a straight trigger, which I didn't think much about until I shot it. Like, dang, I kind of like that. So
yeah, they're cool.
New tricks.
Yeah. I agree. I'm in the middle of customizing one for a friend of mine right now, and I forgot how easy and fun they are to work on because I do a lot of 1911 works, and 1911s are complicated. They've got that damn swinging link, and they're just it's really can be complicated. And this was like, well, heck, this is easy. I mean, drop the parts in. There's a little stoning here or there. It's back together. It shoots like hell's a fire. So I'm glad to see the Renaissance. I'm with you, Tom. I think it's great.
Here.
Mm-hmm.
Well, am I supposed to be heretical there?
You can.
Which is a big word.
Yeah. No, I like them too, so I guess it's unanimous.
Yeah. Unanimous.
Unanimous. We're unanimous.
Yeah.
Well,
my daughter said that one. I think it's unanimous, Dad.
Well, good stuff. And if you haven't checked out a high power in a while, you got plenty of options. It's something you ought to be doing. And hey, guys, I've got one quick little note here that I wanted to share, even though I lost it. Here we go. I found it, and I've lost my glasses. It's pandemonium here. But before we get done with our news, I want to tell you this came up the other day. Did you know that you can date your buck knife very easily? And Tom, you said
sounds weird.
I think there's laws against that.
Did you say that correctly?
Yes. Buck has been around 125 years, and I got to tour the factory there last year, and it's a super cool company, but everybody's got a Buck 110 folder or something else, a Buck sheath knife laying around. So anyway, on their website, they've got a link that explains how you date your knife, and there's little codes and little symbols. It's kind of like hieroglyphics, and I just thought that was cool. I drug out a couple of mine and I checked them and I've dated them. So we'll have Ashley, our producer, put them down in the show notes. And so if you've got a Buck knife and you want to say, well, this one's a 1923, you'll be able to do that if your knife is from 1923. So we'll put the link down in the show notes. So
that's amazing. Can I tell a tiny story?
Sure.
When I was a policeman in the early 70s through the late 70s in Chula Vista, I was a reserve. That was the heyday of the Buck 110 folder. Every cop in the world had a Buck 110 folder on his gun belt in the original black leather snap, Buck case. Mm-hmm. And they were all mashed down, and everything. But every single one of them had the tip broken off because it was the nature of the steel in those days. But what the cops did was they invariably tried to pry open windows with it. Yes. And because I did, wing windows in a car or something, you want to try to pry it open so you can get into the car, or you're trying to open up an old rusty or cruddy sliding window in a house, so you stick the knife down. So every single one, you'd say, hey, let me see your knife. And they'd pull it out and the tip would be broken off. So I started a little side business. And so what I would do is I would take these guys' knives for like $5 or something. I would reshape the end and make a new point on it and resharpen it.
Wow. So break it again, right?
I know. Thank you, Buck. You helped to buy me a lot of hamburgers in those days. So.
Very cool. Well, we'll have that link down in the show notes. So, guys, we've got reader letters and comments, and we'll talk about that in just a second. Gentlemen, it's mail call. We need some kind of special sound like that. What was that?
Oh, yeah, that's it.
That's it. Okay, fine. So we get letters and emails and physical letters. I get a little package from the headquarters in San Diego periodically with actual letters. And we get comments, of course, on podcasts and gun cranks and all of our YouTube videos. We've already determined Roy is America's grandpa, because we keep getting comments like that. Don't let anything happen to that sweet old man.
He's such a nice, he reminds me of my grandpa who died lately,
Yeah. I guess that's positive.
I guess so, yeah.
So anyway, we're gonna touch on some of these. So Tom, fire away.
I got one. And this is an opportunity to announce a new benefit for viewers and readers of our magazines and videos. This is from Greg. I'm gonna leave your last name off just because this could get crazy, and I'll read some of it. My name is Greg. About 8 years ago, Roy Huntington invited me and my wife to his house in Joplin and taught us how to shoot revolvers double action. So that's a nice lead-in. I have the great pleasure of announcing a new program from the Gun Cranks. Anybody who watches this show or reads our magazine is now entitled to a free shooting school at Roy's house. What's it, Roy? Is it a 2-day program or a 3-day program?
La 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 la. Tom, you're breaking up there. I can't hear you. Sorry.
Wow.
I remember those people. They were really nice, and I can't remember how I met them at like a local gun store or something. I don't remember.
Well, he didn't say where you met, but he said he met you somewhere and he came to your house and learned how to shoot. Yeah. But he did have more to say other than that. And I don't, I don't want to put you on the spot again. Yeah, I do want to put you on the spot again, because he actually said, I would like to ask if there is a notable gun academy besides yours, closer to me than Gun Sight that somebody might recommend somewhere in the Missouri, that part of the country.
Yeah, I don't know of any, I mean, that actually sounds like, let's put this out right now. If you run a shooting school, even a modest one at a local range, let us know, right? I mean, editor at Guns Magazine, editor at AmericanHandgunner.com.
Yeah, actually,
you
because I
do
get these
that.
questions a lot, and there are
Yeah,
a lot
me
of good.
too.
There are a number of good shooting schools out there all around. We just need to find them and know about them. Word
Yeah.
of mouth is
Yeah.
the best way, right? So tell us
Yep.
in the comments,
Actually,
Tell us and we'll
Tom, do you
do it.
and
remember, or was it?
I'll keep an eye on that and reply back to Greg here. And Greg, if you're listening
Okay.
to this, I'm not busting your chops. You just gave me on a silver platter a great opportunity to mess with Roy. So thank you for that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, Tom, don't you remember, or maybe it was before your time, we actually had somebody that was going to do that and put together like a database, and
Mhm.
I don't think it ever happened. So,
No,
but it's a
we
good
No.
got
idea.
sidetracked. We got
Yeah.
sidetracked.
Hmm.
So
Not that we have much going on day
hey,
to day.
even a short list, because there are 50,000 in the United States, but a short list of 10 or 20 good ones that people that we know that watch this show, people that would know if it's a good one or not. Love to publish those sometime. That's a great idea.
Yeah.
So
Let's
send them
do
in,
that.
folks.
Yeah. Yeah. I hope that
Editor at
happens.
AmericanHandgunner.com. Brent,
Yes.
editor at gunsmagazine.com. Is that you?
Sure. And I'll send them over
Comments,
to
Hmm.
you for
comments in this video,
review.
whatever. Okay.
Hmm.
Perfect.
It's always better to hear from someone who's been there too, because
Mm-hmm.
you can look at an advertisement and see these tactical guys with sleeve tattoos and and skinny glasses. But boy, when you actually hear, me and my wife went there and they were really nice and we learned a lot for 2 days. It's like, okay, I believe that.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Very cool.
Okay,
Thanks,
cool.
Greg.
Thank you, Greg. Yeah. All right,
So
am I gonna do letters?
go ahead.
Cool. I'll do it. Okay. I've been doing the videos of sort, and I've done a lot of small caliber stuff, and so I did one on a Beretta 950B, which was a little break top 22 short gun. It's a little tiny baby gun. It's, as Tom would say, cute, or attractive or adorable. It is all
Adorable.
of
Yeah.
those things. Yeah. But it always brings the readers out. Like one fellow said, I love it. I used to have an Astra Cub 2000 in 22 short. Let's hear it for mouse guns. Next guy says, good reason to appreciate the smaller things in life. Little pistol, little round, but still wonderful. Nice. Another guy said they still make these style of guns, but I wish they would continued with the extended barrel variants, which I've tried to get people to do that. The new little Beretta, the 32s and 22 Tomcats, I don't know why they won't make them with longer barrels, because if they made them with a 3 or 4 inch barrel, people would love that. I absolutely love mine, and I don't leave the house without it in my pocket, but would gladly pick up new ones if they had longer barrels. Are you listening, boys and
Mm.
girls? I tried to get North American Arms, their little semi-auto. I tried to get Sandy over there before he retired to just, please, will you make some 3-inch barreled guns? Trust me, they'll sell. And they were like, well, it's a pocket pistol. Why would those sell? It's like, trust me. And the last guy said, that is so cool, and I want one so bad. I, you know, so it's like, America, are you listening? I mean, Beretta, stick a 3-inch barrel and put some cute little tiny good sights on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And, I mean, Ruger's learning with the
Little
LCP Max and all that.
Tomcat with a little extra barrel length on it
A
would be so
little
much
that,
fun.
yeah.
Yeah.
Although, can I say one thing that somebody did go a little too far? At least I think, and it's nothing personal, but I want to say it might. I'm not going to say the name of the company, okay? But they they took the little Beretta Tomcat, the flip barrel, 32 380s,
Mm-hmm.
and I swear to you, they milled it off and they put a red dot sight on it.
Of course they did.
I have no words
Because
for that.
you can, right?
So you take a perfectly good little pocket pistol and turn it into, I don't know what. I
Is
mean,
the sight bigger than the gun?
yeah, oh yeah, it's just like, as
Probably.
we've said, it's like this TV set screwed on the top of it.
Yeah.
Okay, if you're going to do that, then put a 4-inch barrel on it, And if you're going to do that,
Yeah.
well, then you might as well buy a medium frame Hellcat.
Yep.
Anyway, I'm sorry, I didn't get off on a rant there, but manufacturers in the United States and overseas, make a small pocket pistol, put a little longer barrel on it, and I promise you they will sell, because we'll help you sell them.
Yep.
They're just fun.
They're just fun. They're
Agreed.
cute. and adorable. So.
Well, guys, my letter is in reference to my Insider column that on the last page of Guns Magazine every month, I write a story. And I think it was April issue just came out, I think. It's all a blur to me. I'm only the editor. But I wrote about something that really has struck me quite literally between the eyes. Back in the day when Roy was a cop and I was a cop, I was a sniper on our SWAT team. In fact, we went to sniper school before we even had a SWAT team, and that was kind of the genesis of it. The thing was, that was what really fascinated me, and I got all the training I could, and I did all I could with it, but that was in the dark ages. And now doing what I do, and I get to go to all these long-range shooting schools, and I see all these great guns and technology and blah, blah, blah. I thought, let's talk about how we used to do it. So I wrote about old school sniping. And, just one, for instance, is we had computers. They were printed on cardstock. They were little Mildot masters. And, 1,000 yards. I remember very clearly I had a Ruger M77 and a Leupold, I believe, Vari X3. And it wasn't cutting edge stuff, but it was for law enforcement. It was, pretty good gear. But 20 MOA scope mounts and all that didn't really exist. The scope ran out of adjustment. So I remember when we tried shooting at 1,000 yards, I'd use Kentucky windage. And if I remember correctly, a 308 has about 39 feet of drop at that range. So I was trying to just kind of guesstimate. Yeah. But anyway, a guy wrote about, we got several emails, but one guy wrote it. Dear, this is from, I'm going to butcher this last name, Rick Schwertner. Rick Schwertner. So if I said that wrong, I am so sorry, but he gets his payback in the start. Mr. Mays, Mr. Corn, oh darn, it's Mr. Wheat. Okay, fine. Love the back page article on old-time sniper methods in the March issue. Okay, there you go, March issue. And he talks about they went with a buddy had a 3-power scope and a 1903 Springfield for long-range shooting at the range. So he went shooting, and basically his first shot was not close. Our spotter had some good feedback to the shooter, so he used various landmarks to make his correction, and his second shot was pretty darn close. Unfortunately, nothing magic happened on that first full magazine of 30-06 cartridges. But midway through the second magazine, he made contact but couldn't back it up. So anyway, he said... Then next day, I participated in a PRS match with 14 to 26 mile per hour winds with 33 mile per hour gusts. Our wind brackets were huge, and lots of us held out our kestrels like a toddler does their binky. After struggling on a few stages and being completely happy with the top 10 finish, my mind went back to the guys who got us here, where we are today in this sport, who just use what they had to perfection. You guys, sir, were the real riflemen and women. We're just driving the vehicle you all helped build. Humbled in West Texas. So I thought that was pretty cool.
What a nice thing. There's a great book, Shots Fired in Anger, I think it's called, and another one called Riflemen Went to War, and it's World War I and World War II snipers.
Yep.
And a 3-power scope on an 03 Springfield, those guys made shots at 400 and 500 yards.
Yep.
So you're right. They paved the way.
They did. And I just reread the Carlos Hathcock book. I mean, I've read it 10 times, but I'm just reading it again last week, and, using the M40 sniper system and their scopes, and they're making, 1,200 yard hits pretty regularly.
It's like a Vari X3 scope, like a 3-9 scope or something like that.
Yep.
I'm with you. I think that's astounding.
Cool stuff. Well, send us your letters and love mail. That's editor of gunsmagazine.com, editor at AmericanHandgunner.com. If you got something for Roy, we'll send it to him. And of course, leave a comment down below, and Roy peruses those religiously. So we look forward to hearing what you folks have to say about what we say. So, guys, we're getting ready. It's time. Ashley, fire up the video machine, because coming up next is Here, Hold My Beer Awards. Well, guys, it's one of my favorite parts of the Gun Cranks, and that, of course, is the world-famous Here, Hold My Beer Awards. modeled after the famous last words of a redneck. So our producer Ashley has a couple of videos that we have not seen. We're watching these cold, and I can't wait to see. And I got to say, last episode, her first one kind of shocked me because I really thought something really bad was going to happen, and it didn't. So
yeah,
we'll see what happens in this episode. So Ashley, I'm ready. Roy's ready. Tom's ready. Make it happen, Captain.
I hate this part. I even put my glasses on though, just in case. One, the tension is unbearable.
Is building.
I know. It's like, did it happen and we missed it?
It was quick if it did. This is like the football game. Well, there's a timeout on the field. Don't forget to go down to Billy Bob's Ranchette for all your cheddar cheese needs.
See, now I'm hungry, though. My gosh. Yeah.
You know, I did some go-kart racing radio broadcasts. Actually did.
Where did that come from?
I've done some different things in life, but... well, you know, the thing about go-kart racing is, well, they're going around the track again, and they're going around the track again, and they're going around the track
again. Turning left.
Oh, wait, we're on the track. Here we are.
Okay. I think we're getting ready. Something's going to happen here. Or maybe it won't.
All right, could we see the video playing?
Nope.
No, nothing.
Okay.
It was quite dramatic, though.
Yes.
We talked about go-kart racing for a while.
I mean, I could hear you guys, but I was like, is it not playing at all?
Nope. Edit point.
Kids, don't try this at home. We're highly trained professionals. Oh, there we go.
Oh, here we go.
I think I know where this is going.
Yep.
Between the eyes. Here we go. It's a slow motion.
Oh! Wow.
Hey, that's a new movement. That's a SWAT disarming movement.
Exactly. You know? Wow, that's going to leave a mark to the finger.
This is the double reverse triple axle. Oh gosh. You know, he's so lucky he didn't accidentally pull the trigger again.
Yeah. That would have been a bad day on the range.
I'm a bit amazed he didn't let go of it. Now all these other guys are going, what the hell?
But you know, he probably had guys behind him, and as that started happening, they all scattered.
Always, yeah.
Away.
All right, that was just terrifying.
Yeah. Good Lord. What else?
All right, I've got one more for you.
Okay.
Anybody who stands like that one guy standing right now, I'm always afraid of. You know?
He's highly tactical, Roy.
He is. Oh, God, what's going to happen? I don't like this part of the show.
Okay, we've holstered.
And one guy's downrange while they're loaded. Oh, tell me it's not. And they're shooting. Oh, jeez.
Oh, my Lord.
Good Lord.
Oh.
Well, he has a vest on, though, huh? Oh, this is just...
My Lord.
It says, does it say Policia? Oh, it's okay. I feel a little better because they do that kind of stuff sometimes.
You know,
and it doesn't end. Reload. Let's do it again.
Wow.
Oh,
I'm not going to look anymore. It just
stop. Yeah,
oh.
Turn it off. Turn it off. Turn it off.
Wow.
I've never seen that. I'm. Oh my Lord.
Where do we even begin? Other than to say his obituary is going to start with a training accident today.
Oh.
Yeah,
I mean, you guys weren't rendered speechless enough last week, so I had to step it up a notch this week.
You did. Ramped up your game. Well, you know, I remember one time we had a writer who wrote, well, yeah, when I'm training, I like to have my people, somebody stand down range and then the people walk by and shoot around them and stuff, you know. And he said, because it's realistic. And I said, yeah, okay, I got that. I said, but now if somebody gets shot and you're the trainer and now the police come because somebody dials 911 and the policeman comes up and says, so tell me what happened here. And you say, well, I told that guy to go stand down range while people shot around him.
Yeah.
I said, yeah. Well, have you ever heard the sound of handcuffs clicking?
No kidding.
I mean, it's like
you guys are being negative, because the way I see it, we just answered Greg's question. He was looking for a good shooting school, and we just found it.
There you go.
Thank you, Ashley.
Policia
Greg,
de
you got
International.
that?
Yeah.
Go to the Policia Moving Target
Shooting
I say, and to your point, Roy, it does say Policia, so this was obviously in another country, and
Thank
we
God.
redneck Americans get such a bad rap for being gun-toting rednecks, and we're all
we get yelled
dumb
at
and blah blah
we get
blah
yelled
blah
at if
blah.
our fingers on the trigger. You know what I mean? It's like I have an unloaded BB gun and it's in pieces, and I pick it up and my finger touches the trigger. All the trigger finger Nazis come out of the woodwork. So
yeah, and then we get this would never happen in other countries, but here you go.
Just to reclaim America as the first place of stupidity, I witnessed one time at a public outdoor range, 3 people, 2 guys and a girl, probably all 20s. They put her behind the rifle on the shooting bench, looking through the scope, holding the rifle, and they went down range with the target. And they're yelling back at her. She's like, no, a little to the right, She's sitting there with a rifle, like, a little to the left. Okay, I got you in my sights right now.
Oh, my God.
So, yes, we are that stupid, too. It's not just the Policia. So.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen that it's a meme, and it's a guy in China. It's like a soldier, and he's sitting down the ground. And he's holding a target up above his head.
Yeah.
This is one of those times.
And maybe it's a good time to revisit the 4 firearms safety rules. Let's work those in there, Roy.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh man,
I've lost my train of thought. No, I was going. I'm speechless.
Mission accomplished.
Yeah. I would assume this guy has normal intelligence and functioning, so why would he think that's a really great idea? I remember what I was getting ready to say. I would never say that someone deserves to die. I would never say that. Certainly not publicly. However, sometimes the gene pool needs a lot of chlorine dumped into it, and that was Exhibit A. So
it'd be interesting to see if there were any follow-up videos ever made.
Yeah, there was 2 more, and then that series stopped.
That was just absolutely appalling. And another thing about that though is that if I was ever on a range and someone wanted to do that, I would unload my gun and put it down, turn around, and leave. Mm-hmm. But none of those people did. I guess they were all Policia Federale de somethings, and that was what they had to do that day. That was astounding.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, but the one guy had the tactical stance, okay? So he was full on tactical.
That's where I thought it was going. Yeah. I thought he was about to do something stupid, right?
Well, did you see the gal when she was doing some manipulation? She was pointing right at his leg, it looked like. So if she'd had an ND, that would have been interesting also. That was just a whole dumpster fire full of bad gun handling.
It's like he was trying to fake him, like doing the random stops and starts. Like, hit me, I dare you.
I mean, but he had his hearing protection on. He was.
Well, okay. Well, that's good.
Okay, so he jukes, catches a bullet. My bad.
Yeah, my bad. Yeah. It's okay.
Let's try that again. Not.
I saw one, though. They had there were like 5 guys in a line, just in a row down toward the target. And then this moron comes up and has that stance. He's got an AR-15, and he's going in and out of these guys. And so when he goes left of one, he brings a rifle up and shoots, and then he goes around another one, and he goes a rifle and shoots. And it's like, but why? I remember Clint Smith's one time, he said, because somebody was saying, well, wouldn't it be a good idea, though, because then you'd get to know what gunfire sounds like? And Clint said, well, you can always just go stand behind the berm if you want to and hear the bullets snap overhead.
Yeah.
That's reasonably safe.
Go cash a check at a gas station at 3 a.m. in any big city. You'll hear gunfire.
Yeah.
I tend to stay away from gunfire, okay?
Oh, Lord.
That's the lesson. Okay. Well, I think
we
can
just because you can doesn't mean you should.
Yeah, that's right. All right. Well, that's
Ashley,
ruined the rest of my day.
The woman of the group brought that up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course.
Okay.
Well, okay. I'm going to need a deep cleansing breath after that. And I do want to have to look that guy up and see where he's buried. That's the best. So anyway, well, guys, it's been another great episode of Gun Cranks and featuring my new studio. I really like doing that thing where I'm backlit, but I guess Tom didn't do it for you. But anyway,
you need the cat.
I do.
Got to get the cat.
But it'll be a tactical cat, okay?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, little goggles.
Put a vest on it.
Yeah. That's the one thing I haven't. There you go at SHOT Show. You see those dogs all over the place, but I've never seen anybody with a full tactical cat. So
Business
I hope
opportunity.
next year we'll see that. So anyway,
See that, you know what? You can't have an emotional support cat because cats don't give a shit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That is profound.
Yeah. You can quote me. I just made that up. So, yeah.
That's America's grandpa. All right. Well, guys, this has been a great episode of Gun Cranks. Make sure you leave us a comment. As we've said a couple of times now, drop us a line, editor at gunsmagazine.com or AmericanHandgunner.com. Check out our websites of those same names. Check out YouTube /FMG Pubs, where hopefully you're watching this. And you can see all of Roy's shorts. Roy's become the short king. And we're getting literally millions of impressions, which is pretty darn cool. So
who'd have thought?
Hey, maybe we can make Roy like the king of the internet. Wouldn't that be cool? So tell all your family, tell all your friends, at least the ones that don't run in front of your gunfire. So anyway, right. Okay. Well, guys, let's re-adjourn here in a couple of weeks and do this all over again, and hopefully not see another video like that. So on behalf of Roy Huntington and Tom McHale, I'm Guns Magazine editor Brent Wheat, and this has been The Gun Cranks.
Brent Wheat and his buddies Tom and Roy, talking guns and gear, they bring us joy. From ARs to Glocks, they know their stuff. Gun Cranks podcast can't get enough. Shine on Gun Cranks podcast. Nope. They're right on time.